next thing we're going to check out here, which I'm a big fan of this website. As I finish that beer, hold on. Big fan of this website. Let me take this down. Almost forgot. You can't hear me without this, right? So the next thing we're going to cover here is one of my favorite sites here is, and I love what they do. And this website is called Global Stats. I would go ahead and give them a subscribe, like the video. And it takes a lot of time to make these videos because I saw these years ago, and I looked into them. I was like, cool, these are cool things to make, but it takes a lot of editing to make these. So give him a sub, give him a like. This guy puts a shit ton of effort into these videos. And this is the most popular websites from 1993 to 2025. So we're going to go ahead and watch this, if you're ready. Here we go. And these are cool as hell. Turn that volume down a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of loud. So this was back in 93, and then we're moving into 94. So we had AOL, of course. This was the beginning of the internet age. And then as soon as AOL, look, boom, all these companies came out. And Netscape was definitely, then you had GeoCities, there was Angel Fire. Some of these I don't know. Apple actually started way back then. MTV, Amazon actually started back in 95. Well, before 95. There's Yahoo coming out of nowhere. I'm surprised Angel Fire's not in here because them and GeoCities were two of the biggest. But AOL owned it for a long time. Just owned it. And then Yahoo gave them a run for their money. eBay in 96. Weather Channel in 1996. So when you see some of these websites that are out there today, they've been around for a long time. And the internet kind of came into its infancy in 93. And the major thing was AOL. That was originally the only way you could get online was with AOL. And this was still during the age of dial-up, where it wasn't Wi-Fi, like signals running through the air, causing radiation and all that shit. You had to plug your phone cord into your computer in order to dial up, and you had to dial. And yeah, AOL is mostly remembered as an early internet pioneer, but you had to dial up, and it took minutes to go online to finally connect. You know, and if your phone line was bad, you couldn't get online. It was awful, man. And then a lot of times back then too, like it would run up your phone bill. So when you go online, you have to call into a number to get online, so it ran up your phone bill. It was insane back then. I remember MTV disappeared. Ask.com, really, back in the late 90s. Okay. American Greetings. Goodness gracious. Look at AOL. 270 million. This is users. 300 million users for AOL in 98. That's pretty correct, yeah. I think all the way up till early 2000. I don't know. I wonder if MySpace will pop up in here. If that counts, right? So MSN took over Yahoo. There's Google. Google's been around for a long time. eBay started growing. And then eBay quickly dropped off. GeoCities going down. So you see this right here? You see this in the bottom right hand corner? This is how the internet looked. This is how it looked. This is what it looked like on computers back then. In the early 90s to early 2000, it was pretty primitive looking. It was crazy. It was so like bland. But for those of us who experienced this for the first time, it looked otherworldly. Like it was huge technology to go online and be able to get whatever you wanted. Like, yeah, Google was already at 208 million viewers or users in the year 2000. So Google's been around for a long time. I expect eBay to take a dive here soon. But Amazon as well has been around for a long time. This is where Yahoo went nuts for a while. And he overtook AOL because AOL started like just going down, man. Look at Yahoo hitting 1 billion. That's crazy. And yet now you have Walmart. In the year 2001, Walmart shows up in here. Excite, I remember Excite. Wikipedia showed up. They've been around for a long time as well. So a lot of you watching this probably have never been born yet, have not been born yet. So a lot of these existed. And the internet literally, like, its infancy was in 1993. That's pretty much when the boom started with the internet for people getting online. It all started with these guys. So AOL's the OG. Something became Bing. Today, MSN still exists as a news and content portal, but it's no longer a major internet powerhouse. Yahoo was nuts, man. Back then, I remember this because you had Yahoo Personals, you had Yahoo Games. You could go online and do multiplayer games on Yahoo against other people anywhere in the world. And one of the most popular ones was Yahoo Pool. And I played that on a regular basis, man. Yahoo Pool. But yeah, Yahoo Personals, Yahoo Email. AOL was famous for their chat rooms where anybody could make their own chat room for a state or whatever. And there was a lot of shady stuff going on back then, man. Like, I'm telling you, man, there were some chat rooms created for some crazy stuff. Stuff that I can't even say. And there was nothing regulated. There was nothing regulated. You could create a channel name with anything in it, and it was not blocked or regulated. Man, it was crazy back then. I'm just saying. It was a crazy time back in the 90s with this internet. But me personally, seeing some of these names here that long ago, it's pretty crazy. This is 25 years ago. eBay was a killer back then. I can't believe Amazon was that big back then. I don't remember that. AOL kind of making a comeback, but then they just dropped. MSN went to shit. And I know AOL went to shit quickly too. I want to say around 2005 or 6, AOL goes to shit, I think. eBay remains a major player in e-commerce, though it faces strong competition from platforms like Amazon. There's Facebook. There's MySpace. MySpace and Facebook. Yahoo was killing it. Almost 7 billion. Here comes Google to own everything, and YouTube should be popping up here soon. There it is, YouTube. I knew that was going to happen. Wikipedia took storm. Look at MySpace. MySpace, boom. 1 billion for MySpace. I don't remember MySpace and Facebook existing at the same time. And here's Google taking over everything. Just taking over the world. Google just took the world over in 2005. And AOL slowly dying. Here's MySpace at their peak. 1.3 billion. And they died instantly. Yeah, they died like overnight as soon as Tom sold it. And then Facebook took over. We got eBay, YouTube, Twitter. 2007. Rest in peace to MySpace, man. So MySpace is today's Facebook, really. It was the premier social media site where you could create a profile, add friends, you had music playing on the site. As you go to your friend's site, they would have a profile song and stuff like that. It taught you how to learn HTML, which was basic coding back then. But man, MySpace is the OG of social media. The absolute OG of social media, MySpace. Most famous for the guy Tom who created it. But Facebook took it over. YouTube jumping up. AOL starting to drop. That's crazy. By 2009, it had lost its lead. And MySpace died. Rest in peace to MySpace, the OG. The absolute OG. Look at Yahoo still hanging in there. They overtook Google again in 2010. And here comes Google. Google's coming back. Google took them over. YouTube's third, Facebook. I wonder when Twitter's already there, but I wonder when like TikTok comes in or Instagram. eBay hanging in strong. There's Instagram there. Instagram's coming in. I can't remember what year TikTok came in. Pornhub. Pornhub snuck in there for a little bit at the bottom. Yeah, MySpace was dying. Even at 400 million. Boom. All right. Back to this. Yandex. I've never heard of Yandex. Live.com, Baidu. I don't know those. Never heard of those. Don't remember them. Yandex has a lot, and I don't know Yandex. I've never heard of them. There's Pornhub. Back in there at the bottom. That's crazy. Google owns it, but here's Facebook. Facebook's coming in. Where'd Yahoo go? Yahoo's down to 7 billion. Down to 7 billion. Look at these top three. Google, Facebook, and YouTube. And then Google bought YouTube at some point and became the giant. Yahoo's slow death. Asterisk videos. I don't look at AOL. AOL's gone. Here's Reddit. There's Reddit. All the neckbeards. That's when the neckbeards showed up. 2015. This is interesting. Wikipedia got up pretty high. More popular than Twitter. Instagram in the top 10. Again, Yandex. I've never heard of Yandex. I don't know them. Never heard of them. Fucking Reddit. Reddit. Just a bunch of degenerates. There goes Google. Hitting 50 billion. Just owning the world. Google. YouTube's about to take over Facebook. This was 7 years ago. Look at Google. Oh my God, dude. That's and YouTube took over Facebook in 2018. Twitter. Facebook started in 2004. Weather.com's been hanging around this whole time. They have been hanging around. GoWeather.com. And P-Hub hanging around. 2019. Yeah, Facebook was pretty huge for a long time. But Facebook is pretty much, I guess, the boomer generation. Or even, what's the next one? Gen X? So I think Facebook is mostly boomers and Gen X. And that's who keeps it alive. I'm Gen X, and I haven't used Facebook in like 6 years. I got a lot of photos and videos on there, some great memories of shit that I got to download and store on something because there are a lot of great memories, but I don't use it anymore. But it's for people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and older. Yeah. Facebook's about dead. I think Facebook's about dead now. And we still haven't seen TikTok. I thought TikTok would have been up there by now in 2020. This is the year of COVID. 2020 was the year of COVID. Not yet. COVID hits about now, April or March, April or May. Wow. Look at Google. Google about to hit 100 billion. We haven't seen Bing yet. No Bing. Or Firefox. Yahoo's still kind of hanging in there in the top 10. Here's WhatsApp. Twitter, X kind of hanging around. Here's DuckDuckGo. They came out, they shot out like a cannon and it just went to hell. DuckDuckGo. Yeah, they disappeared quick. 116 billion for Google. YouTube taking over there. YouTube growing big time. P-Hub hanging around. P-Hub's going nowhere. Oh, it went nowhere. Yep. Some of these names are interesting to see. I'm surprised we haven't seen TikTok yet. I really am surprised we haven't seen TikTok. DuckDuckGo, as of a year ago, that's where. ChatGPT, there you go. Google and YouTube, same company. And that's where it ends. That's where it ends. But look at these companies. This is as of March 2025. Google, YouTube. I use Google every day, all day. YouTube, all day. Facebook, I have not used them. They're still third. Wikipedia, once in a while I use it. Instagram, I don't use it at all. I have never touched it. Reddit, I'm on there every day. Just to see the liberal Democrat hive, neckbeards. And I do it for sports and shit too. X, I'm on there every day. ChatGPT, every once in a while I'll use it. Again, I still have never heard of this company. I'll have to check them out. WhatsApp, I have never used. Amazon, I have used to purchase things. I have a book that I wrote years ago that's on Amazon. DuckDuckGo, I've heard of it, but I've never used it. Yahoo, still hanging around. Still hanging around. Good for Yahoo. I met a lot of great people on Yahoo. I did in personals. That was back in the early 2000s, though. Weather.com, use it every fucking day. Asterisk Videos, never heard of it. Never heard of it. Sorry, had to ban someone out of the chat there. But that was cool to watch, and I like these videos. They do it for everything. Sports, movies, TV, internet, news, presidents, money, you name it. They create videos for all of it, and this takes a lot of time to make. I was interested in trying to do a channel like this once, many years ago, and I looked into how they do it, and I'm like, fuck that. I don't have that kind of time. I ain't got that kind of time. Nah, it's not good. Not good for me. Not good for me.